So I did a rescape of the tank tonight. I got tired of where everything was, and having the driftwood in the middle effectively cut off the flow of the CO2 to the opposite end of the tank. So I had the power head down here, and the intention was to have the diffuser where it was down here, and the power head would blow the CO2 bubbles down here, at which point the outflow of the filter would loop it back around. And I had hoped that it would be this nice little circular vortex of love and CO2. Well, it didn't work out that way. Having the driftwood in the center effectively cut the water flow in half. So, as a result, the water sprite was not getting nearly enough. All of this down here, basically from right there on, none of that was getting enough CO2. So, I had to move things around a little bit. It looks a little odd, but we have a lot more room now for the quarries. They have plenty of sand that they can dig around in and stuff. So I think they might like that a bit more. And it seems a little bit more open overall. I mean, before it seemed it was very enclosed, it was very dense, it was very thick and dark in there, and now it seems like it's just a little bit more open, a little bit more roomy. So yeah, leave a comment if you hate it. And if you do leave a comment and say, I hate it, you have to tell me how to get the CO2 to cover my entire tank uniformly. That's the payment for bitching. You're not allowed to bitch about it unless you tell me how to fix it. And I really would love to know how to fix it, because I really liked having that driftwood in the center. I thought it was... Here's a closer look at it, which you can't really see. This is actually the back side of it, but the front of it has this really interesting knot pattern on it. It's a really cool looking piece of wood, but you know, it's just so damn big. So I had a really hard time trying to figure out how I could get it all in there. And I still would really like to turn that piece of wood around, because you can't see it. Anyway, so I mean, what do you do in a case like that if your CO2 isn't circulating? What do you do? I mean, how do you all, with bigger tanks, how do you get your whole tank done? Do you put on a splitter and run 2 diffusers? I mean, that was the other thought, is I could run one at this end and then one at the other end. But I wasn't sure if that was worth it with the loss of the extra CO2 possibly through the, what do you call the things? Gang valves? The little thing that's got the doop 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 in the top, and you can put like 3 tubes on it like this. And yeah. I mean, do you lose a lot through there? Do they degrade faster because of the CO2? I mean, I know if you don't have CO2 rated tubing, which I do not, I have silicone tubing. I don't know if that is CO2 proof or not, but I know if you don't have CO2 proof tubing, then it'll degrade the tubing. Would it degrade the little gang valves too? I don't know. I mean, that's definitely an option if I don't get used to it like this. I don't know. I'm not real sold on it yet. I mean, I like how open it is, but at the same time, I really liked having, you know, this end of the tank was all closed in and very, very primal and very jungly looking, and then this other end of the tank down here was more open, but now it's a little bit more uniform. The upside is that I have room for more plants. I have room for a lot more plants. I could like totally build up that back wall and then do a lower level of mid-ground plants. So, you know, I'm kind of already planning around that. I would really like to just have another tank. You know, I could put it over there where that bookshelf is with all those DVDs, because, you know, we don't need DVDs. We got fish tanks. Fish tanks are better than DVDs. They're more entertaining. So yeah, let me know what you guys do to get your CO2 flowing. And I did have another question, and it was about phosphorus. Is there I think that my phosphorus is low because I have a little bit of cyanobacteria, and it's on the foot of that piece of driftwood, and I had some on the glass and I had some in the sand. Overall, it was a spot probably about the size of a quarter, maybe just a little bit larger. And from what I've read, that means that you could have low phosphorus. But at the same time, I also heard if you have too much phosphorus, it can kill your fish. So I don't want to do too much, but I was thinking I might need a little bit more than what my schedule calls for, because right now it calls for half a cap on Monday and half a cap on Thursday. So that is, oh, there it is, 160. Well, one cap is 5 milliliters, roughly. So probably about 2.5 milliliters twice a week, so 5 milliliters a week. That doesn't seem like a whole lot. So yeah, I feel like I need to add a little bit more, but I don't want to hurt my fish. And the other one was the, let's see, phosphorus, nitrogen. Oh yeah, water parameters are still sitting at 0, 0, 0. So, I mean, I know when you have a planted tank, that is your primary filter. And, I mean, and that's cool. But I still feel like there should be something going on in the filter. I mean, I know there was bacteria in there once upon a time, but, I mean, does that mean that they died? I don't understand. I don't know, man. I'm really tired. I've had a really long couple of days, so I'm kind of mush-brained right now, and if I think of anything else, I'll make another video. But yeah, that's the update. Today is the 6th, something like that. I think it's November the 6th. I'll have to look. So it's been about a week since the last video. I'll see you guys in a week.